Today I'm making a quilt-inspired collage. As you can see, I have 4 sections on my paper because it has been folded, and I'm going to make a different quilt-inspired pattern in each square. So I'm starting out with my first pattern at the top here. All we have to use are triangles because lots of traditional quilt patterns are made from triangles. And there's lots of different ways that you can arrange triangles to make really cool patterns. If you want smaller triangles, you can just cut a larger triangle in half by cutting at the tip like that. And then you can use smaller triangles. Now to stick our pieces down on the paper, we're going to use a glue sponge, most likely. And the glue sponge is really easy to use. You'll just take your triangle, your small piece of paper, press it on top of the glue sponge a little bit, and that'll get it all nice and covered with glue so that you can stick it down on your paper. It really helps me to plan out my design a little bit before I start gluing, because sometimes I change my mind about how I want the pattern. So think about if you'd like to plan out your design before you start gluing. All right, so here is my first pattern. So now I'm gonna move on to the next square. And did you know you can make a square with triangles if you put them together like that? So you can make squares too in your patterns. Triangles can do anything. All right, now that I have this planned out, I'm going to start gluing it. And now my second pattern is done. I'm going to get started on my last 2 patterns here on the bottom. And again, I'm cutting triangles to make them smaller. And also notice how I'm overlapping. This is a very important art word, especially when you're doing a collage. Overlapping is when you put pieces on top of other pieces, and that adds a lot more color and a lot more interest to your artwork. So please try overlapping in your quilt-inspired patterns. Now I'll just have to glue down my last 2 patterns and my artwork will be complete.